are a strong person, so baby keep moving on. Don't let nobody stop your hustle, but if you plan to just stand tall.
What's going on, collective? I hope y'all doing well today on this Monday. It's a little rainy outside on my end on the East Coast. I hope y'all weather look a little bit better than mine at least. But thank y'all for joining me for another video here on LAVIprogram. We're on this channel where I manifest the realities one change at a time. It's your girl Lavender, your virtual life coach. And I appreciate all of the new viewers. Welcome to the channel. And if you are a returning viewer, just know that you're a real one. You already know I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get into this housekeeping, all right? So please use your discernment, all right? Roles can be reversed. This is a general read. And not every read is going to be your read, okay? So use your discernment. However, if you would like a personal tarot read, or if you would like to schedule with a life coach session or for a life coach session, please follow the QR code on your screen. It will take you to everything LAVIprogram, all right? If you could please help the channel grow by like, comment, share, and subscribe so that way you can stay in tune with everything that I post, all right? You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube, all right? Let's go ahead and let's get into y'all read. I said, you know what? I haven't done a full career and money read in a little bit. So I wanted to go ahead and get it out for y'all, okay? We're going to start with some career and money oracle cards. Then we're going to get into the career and life oracle deck. And then the last deck I'm going to end up using is this divine feminine entrepreneur deck, okay? So for individuals who are wanting to get into entrepreneurship, maybe you already are and trying to build something, that spread will be for you, okay? All right, let's see. Here we go, y'all. Spirit, ancestors, universe, divine, ask for clear, precise messages for the collective. What message would you like for the collective to know regarding career and money? What's the message regarding the collective's career and money? All right, y'all, let's get into it. Here we go. All right, first out, y'all, we have gift. Giving and receiving, sudden windfall, generosity. Regarding career, it says financial support, work surprise, or vacation. So you or someone else could be giving some type of gift, or it could be receiving some type of gift. This may be sudden for some of you all. Some type of charity or generosity could be given. Maybe you are working some type of financial support. This could be a surprise that comes to you at work. Or this could also be something regarding vacation and work. So maybe some time off that you didn't know you were going to be given. Or, maybe for some of you, your PTO is now it's time for, the new year to roll over for you. I don't know how your agency does it or your employer does it for you. All right, next out we have chess. All right, so chess says money strategy, wise spending, long game. All right, so maybe some of you are trying to strategize with your money, trying to do some wise spending for yourself. You could be trying to, compare and contrast bills, really putting money where it needs to go or trying to put money where it needs to go. And some of you could be playing the long game. So this sounds like investment, like overtime investment. I'm hearing that this could also, for some of you, mean overtime investment to try to take vacation for more PTO time or PTO that you know won't roll over. So you're trying to utilize it and not just let it sit there and be wasted. Regarding career, it says military, leader, thinking it through. So maybe some of you could be in the military where your job is strategic. You could be in some type of leadership position where maybe you have to play chess, not checkers, on how you move around the board when it comes to, this leadership position. And as far as the thinking it through, that's the strategizing, All right. I feel like some of you could be trying to decide what's the right move for you. All right, next we have watch. All right, it says it's time to profit. Divine timing, seize the moment. All right, so some of you could be having a moment that you're going to be able to potentially propel yourself forward. And this is the time, this is divine timing. But you also have to be vigilant for it as well. I feel like for some of you, this could be something that could easily just slip through your fingers if you're not paying attention. So I don't know if it's something that you might have wanted, something you've been hoping for, some type of new position opening that you could, maybe go to the next level in. But it looks like there's going to be some type of opportunity now for a door to open. This is the time now, and you need to seize the moment. Okay. Regarding career, it says waiting period, temp work, or laid off. So, as far as the waiting period, like I said, maybe some of you were waiting for some type of opportunity for you to take it to the next level. There could be some type of temporary work that you all are doing while you're trying to wait for something more stable to come about. So, you're at least doing something. And then the laid off, I feel like for some of you, there's something that may be happening at work where you are being laid off, or maybe you are in a leadership position that needs to lay people off. But for some of you, this is a time for profit. But for others of you, this is just divine timing where something had to occur. I'm kind of getting like it's just your time. Doesn't mean like you have bad luck, but sometimes doors have to be closed in order for others to open. We can't take all of it with us in order for us to grow and expand. We have to lose some things. We have to let go of some things. So sacrifice is definitely necessary when it comes to creating space and having vacancy for bigger, better things that we say that we want. All right. Let's get more for the collective. All right, we got turtle. So it says money could be coming in slowly for some of you, or you're trying to make some type of steady progress towards something. I mean, the turtle did win the race. You know what I'm saying? So again, this kind of goes back with strategy as well, that playing that chess game. But for career, it says some of you could be moving for work. So this might have been a while before you were able to actively like follow through with this new move. It also says in good time. So we talked about divine time and how sometimes things happen for a reason. So even though it might seem like it's a tragic situation in the moment, it could definitely be for the better good. We just have to stay optimistic, and not just look at what we've lost, but what opportunity that now provides us with. And then last, it says long term. Exactly. So, losing things in the short term so that it's basically like an investment for your long term. But things could be moving, slowly or has been moving slowly for you. But it's all in due timing. You're being strategic. And like I said, for this gift card, there's definitely some type of gift that's coming in here. Give me one more for the collective. One more for the collective. All right, we have feather. All right, so this also talks about abundance, easy money, and divine intervention, which we've been talking about. So I feel like it's confirmation that yes, there is something good coming in. And for some of you, this may be seen as easy money. So I feel like you won't have to work as hard for whatever this is that's coming in, and it is divine intervention. Again, sometimes we got to be snatched from the things we've been held so tight to, whether we know it or not. It could be sabotaging where we say we're trying to go. So having that optimism, allowing yourself to be open to change, even though you are unsure of what's on the other end of that. For career, it says light work. Like I said, not something not as straining or tedious to have to be able to fulfill. It also says air-related, undecided travel. So I talked about vacation as well. I've been talking about vacation and PTO. So I feel like some of you could definitely be doing that with PTO and vacation. But maybe some of you might be feeling a little unsure of like where you want to go, what you're trying to do. But also with feather, what I'm getting is some of you need the vacation. So I'm getting the saying of like the feather that broke the camel's back. Something was so light, but yet at the same time, it was so much weight that was already being applied to someone. And this could be definitely dealing with trying to find work or trying to find a healthy balance between work and home or work and self-care. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like some of you may be unsure of where to go, maybe because you're not used to being able to take the break. But it looks like some of you are going to be taking a break, some type of vacation, whether that is local, whether that is far. It does look like there's definitely some type of travel here for someone, and this could be air related travel. We're trying to maybe on a plane or something like that as well. So some of you could be flying out with something. Okay. Bottom of the deck is cutlery, business tools, needing more money, living well. Okay, so maybe the break that is needed for some of you, or the strategic way in which you are slowly and gradually acquiring things in due time, it could be some type of business tools that you're learning along the way. And these business tools could be towards you needing more money and wanting to live well. For a career, it says food related. Maybe some of you work in the food industry. It says sole provider. I just talked about the balance between home life and, career. For maybe some of you, you could be the sole provider in your household. It's given single parent. And then it says more work. So some of you, like I said, could be going to another level where it puts you in a leadership role. You now have, more responsibility. For some of you, I'm getting could be more paperwork. All depends on what kind of work you do, but there's something more here that could be spanning from this. All right, so let's see. Tell me more for the collective regarding their career and money. Tell me more for the collective regarding their career and money. Clear precise messages, please, for the collective. We're going to get 2 more shuffles in there, and then we're going to see. One more. I mean, this don't look bad, y'all. Does it look like it's in a sticky situation? Sure. But finances go up and down. This is typically what occurs. Nothing stays the same always. And just because things might be in like a point where stuff isn't getting or seems to be happening, right here, right now, doesn't mean it's not happening at all. You're just focusing on what's not happening. All right. Bottom of the deck, y'all, we got frozen. There may be a hiring freeze. I just said something might not be moving the way that you want it to. There may be a hiring freeze or no new work now. Being aloof can leave you out in the cold. A warm follow-up gets you in the door. All right. So some of you may be feeling like, again, things are going slow for you right now. You could be, aloof, maybe even self-criticizing, being pessimistic about things, maybe a little closed off, a little cold. But maybe some of you just need a warm follow-up. Maybe there's someone you need to speak with. Again, getting yourself up out of that little tube about what's not going right now, and allowing yourself to realize, well, I can take a stand and push forward with something. I just might need to connect with someone, but I can't go to them in this cold demeanor. You know what I'm saying? I have to liven up a little bit. I mean, would you hire you if you came that way? So we gotta ask ourselves that. All right, what else for the collective regarding their career and money? Okay, so we have flashback. People from the past return. You may work with a previous coworker or take back an old job. You get a second chance. That could be the gift that's coming for some of you. Having this flashback moment, someone, circling back around, wanted to ask you to come back and work for them. Okay, so this could be an old coworker too. Maybe this might who you might be warming up to, seeing if, hey, is their position at this, maybe they work at another job now, or you could start a job and there could be someone from a previous job that works at that job. All right, what else? Okay, so we have locked. All right, so this says, work you want may not be in reach now. You can take a temp position while awaiting an opening. Your new place offers job security. So we said that. We saw temp earlier, okay? So with the temp work, this was under the watch card. So yeah, some of you may be doing temporary work, like I said, trying to find something more stable. But I will say, give yourself some grace, because at least you're actively doing something to bring in some type of income. And that's not a bad thing, because when you are doing temp jobs, you're also building a resume. So that stable job might require you something that's more long term, might require you to have a resume. And now you can put all this experience that you've had, which, it isn't bogus, it isn't falsified. You really have done this because you've taken on various short term positions and now you have hands on experience. So it's like, see the silver lining in something rather than the shadow. All right. That could be what's locking you in. You locked into that pessimism, but get out of that. Yeah, we got influence. Okay. So it says use your influence for change. You may do public speaking, social videos, or interviews. Your voice and opinions are important. So maybe some of you are some type of influencer, whether it's podcast, some type of social media. Maybe you do reaction videos or life coaching stuff. Maybe you do tarot. But something you do influences others, and people are taking on your voice and opinions. Like they're really receptive to them. So you may be having to speak formally or aloud for multiple people. All right. Oh, well, this one just spit out by itself. Next, we have trapped. All right. So it says you feel stuck in your current situation, but you do have options. Look for another job while keeping the one you have for now. So, like I said, some of you are feeling trapped. Like I feel like this is just, is verifying and confirming, what has been pulled with this other deck. And I said some of you may be feeling like you're stuck in like a loop or a cycle that doesn't seem to be getting better. But you do always have options. It's our choice to stay in that situation. And it's also our choice to see what else is available to us as well. If some of you may be thinking about just up and quitting a job, that's not the responsible choice. Now, granted, no one should be treated badly. Like, I don't know your reason for wanting to leave. But at the same time, secure you another spot before you walk away, because that's not very responsible, especially if you got expenses and bills and things like that, or you're taking care of other life forms, whether it be a pet or a person. You know what I'm saying? So let's just not be irresponsible on how we move because our emotions and drove us in that way. All right. So we have relationships that popped up. So it says business partners, office love affairs, and communication with coworkers are highlighted now. Make choices with extreme care. So for some of you, you could be connecting with some type of new business partnership. Again, like I said, this could be a new job for some of you. Maybe for some of you who might be an entrepreneur, you're trying to own some type of business, or you do have some type of business and you want to collaborate with someone, whether this could be the influence stuff too. Just being cautious, mindful, being that strategic that we talked about, not being so impulsive about it or so quick to make a decision, but really thinking it through carefully. But there is some type of business partnership that could be coming along. For some of you, there could be an office romance that's coming about. Um, and again, it says communication with coworkers are highlighted now. So maybe you're building new connections with relationships as far as coworkers, maybe bonding a little bit more. I don't know if you might have been someone that, really didn't mingle too much or kind of kept to yourself in the office, but it looked like this, could be expanding here. All right, what else? For the collective. What else? All right, we have outside forces. All right. Unknown figures are driving the situation, and you may not be able to control the outcome. This cycle will shift soon, and you will be okay. Now, with this coming right after the work relationship and business partnership and office love affairs, be mindful about your boundaries when it comes to things. I feel like there could be some outside people that's trying to, influence something, which could be leaving some of you feeling trapped and locked in. But I feel like you may be feeling like you're stuck in this, but this cycle will shift. Okay. It says you will be okay. Just again, be cautious with your relationships, with your connections, with what you tell, people, not being so porous about your boundaries, making sure that you're having, healthy boundaries with individuals, not being, being transparent, but not to a point where, you're kind of giving somebody ammunition to come at you later when they decide they don't like you kind of thing. All right. Yeah, because we got a prickly situation. Exactly. All right. It says you need both tact and diplomacy to reach your goals. The struggle is worth the prize. Work around the issue and use a gentle touch. So some of you could be rectifying this situation if it is dealing with, that whole scenario. But for others of you, there may be, just a prickly situation at work that you have to deal with. Maybe outside forces have tried to manipulate or influence the situation in some way. But the struggle to address this and to rectify things and make them more aligned, it is worth it. It looks like it's going to be worth it. And it's kind of a reminder too that you can do hard things. Just use a gentle touch. You don't have to be cold about it. You don't have to blow up. Just making sure you are allowing yourself to do what is best for you while also not just outright, putting yourself in a position at work where, you now have to go and pick up your own pieces because something has crumbled. All right. What else for the collective? We can get some more of these. What else for the collective? All right, we got reflection. Yeah. So I feel like for some of you here, there's definitely a need for self-reflection to really think about how am I doing things when it comes to my work, my career, balancing everything. How am I doing my job? How am I looking for a job? You know what I'm saying? Am I self, stable? Am I sustaining myself like I need to? It says take time to revisit the past and figure out what you want to do. Knowing what you don't like will show you what you truly love. So maybe some of you are struggling as well with trying to figure out, am I in the right place? Am I doing what's best for me? Is this really, what's out there for me? Is there other things that, I could be doing? But I feel like you could also be looking in the past to see in what ways have you contributed or have you hindered your progress, which is a great thing, y'all. Yeah, so you can help with direction. Where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do for yourself. Where do I want to be in 5 years? The general question that people either ask themselves or ask others. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So it says your purpose is unfolding slowly, step by step, as you go along. There's no need to hurry or worry. You are being divinely guided. I said that. Don't do things impulsively. Be cautious. Be strategic. Okay. And that things are going slowly because it's about the quality of where you're trying to go, not just how fast we got there, because you can miss some steps along the way if you're just trying to get instant gratification. Let's be strategic about it, but let's also allow ourselves to stay open-minded and gather and acquire things along the way. Be a sponge, absorb. All right. What else for the collective? All right, we got wisdom. Yeah, when I said absorb, some of you, this could definitely be you learning something new. One of the other cards from the other spread talked about, maybe acquiring skills as well when it talked about the cutlery underneath. Okay, business tools. So it says you are called to serve as a mentor for someone or as a role model and guide who can show the way. Use your wisdom and experience. So for some of you, this could be part of that leadership role that you're taking. You could be obtaining wisdom from someone as well, but it looks like some of you are being called to mentor someone. This could be training. I think is it called quality control that does the training and stuff like that. Maybe it's someone who works in quality control or quality assurance, whatever those roles are. But there could be where you're mentoring someone on how to, like a shadow, like how someone might shadow you at work. You could be teaching someone how to do things properly or in the way in which that employer, wants it done. This could also be you maybe giving someone advice on how to obtain something or pursue something when it comes towards their career and work and how they're trying to obtain money for themselves. Yeah, because maybe someone, there's many choices out there as well. So we got many choices. It says you have options. Even if you don't see them right now, get creative and look around. Pull a card for each option to see what's best. So maybe some of you, it's kind of giving like the Seven of Cups. It's like there's so many options. My imagination is everywhere on everything that I feel like I would like to do. And some of you may be confusing yourself. Well, not confusing yourselves, Well, yeah, confusing yourselves because there's so many different things that you want to do. Some of you may be trying to find your purpose and you just don't know which way to go. It's like, all right, I'm good at this, I'm good at this, I know I'm great at that, but which one of these really bring me happiness? Or because it brings me happiness, I don't want to turn it into a job because I might lose the excitement or the passion that I have for this thing. Like someone who might be great at doing hair or doing nails might say, I don't want to go and pursue a job or a career where I'm doing that because I might lose the love of doing it, the excitement that it gave me, the reward, the dopamine that increased in my brain. That might now get to a point where I'm dreading to get up to go and do hair, to get up and go and do nails. I don't want to mess with nobody dirty, cuticles and things like that. Whatever the issue is, dirty scouts. But that's just an example. If that's, a story for you, then take it as it resonates. But that's just giving an example of how maybe some of you just don't want something to become dreaded, because it once was a hobby and now you've made it a job, or it was just an interest that you had and you've made it a job. All right, let's see. What else? Oh, look, we got make it work. This is also a tool. So it says you have all the tools you need to succeed, but you have to put in the effort. You excel at working with your hands and fixing problems. So, for some of you, you could be trying to assist others with fixing some type of problem. Maybe you're trying to fix problems when it comes to work. Maybe there's a problem that pops up at work because we did see prickly situation, and you are using your tools to make sure you address that and fix that. We talked about that as well. But it's letting you know that you have everything that you need. It's given like the magician card. You have everything that you need to alchemize, manifest, and create the reality that you want to live in or that you want to work in. Okay? And just make it work. But you have to put forth the effort. You got to open that toolbox. You know what I'm saying? And actually put those tools to work. Not just look at them being all shiny and clean, and waxed inside of the toolbox. Put them Jones to work. All right? Let's get one more for the collective. All right, we got flexibility. All right. So flexibility says you'll need to see in the dark to maneuver the coming changes. While it seems extreme, just hang in there. This too shall pass. So we talked about how some of you might be fearful of not knowing what's ahead. And this could be what this is, just staying flexible, doing what's within your control, still having at least the goal or the destination or the viewpoint of where you're trying to be, where you're trying to go, who you're trying to become. And if you keep that there and remain open to change, keeping your mind open, being receptive to new information, new tools, things that can help build like your inner portfolio. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I just hit the mic. But that inner portfolio, so that you can utilize what you have acquired along the way. Just remain flexible. Bottom of the deck, we have offerings. Ooh, I almost dropped this whole deck in my hand, y'all. Yeah. Offerings, opportunity, roll the dice. All right. So again, we had gift that came up earlier. All right. So there's definitely for someone here, there's definitely some type of offering that's coming in. And this could be an opportunity, a door that you wanted open, and it's coming to you. But you're gonna have to roll the dice and not let that fear stand in your way. You gotta take a chance, take a risk. I mean, sacrifice. That's what we talked about earlier. Yes, because you're trying to manifest something, but you're manifesting something in fear. It's like I can't say I want something, but then I'm allowing the frequency here to push it back because I'm not even believing in it myself. So you got to take the leap of faith, roll that dice. That opportunity is coming towards you. Okay. So look, we got saving face and we got strategy and fast changes. Listen, things are definitely coming in for y'all. It might be coming in slow, but just because it's coming in slow doesn't mean that it's not occurring, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get into this entrepreneur deck. I said desk. But this entrepreneurial deck and see what's going on for those of you who may be an entrepreneur. Maybe you already are a business owner or you're thinking about starting some type of business, putting that idea, into reality, not just being a thought in your head or on paper. All right, let's see what we got for the collector. Let's cut this deck and get into it. All right, here we go, y'all. Bottom of the deck, we got finance. All right. So it says make a monthly budget for your business and personal income and expenses. Always be clear and specific about your finances. So maybe, some of you might need to do something regarding a monthly budget so that you can be responsible about not just how your money coming in, but also how you're distributing it, especially if this is just a startup company, like you just started it. Then that means the money might not be rolling in all the way right now. It might be not be a lot of profit coming in. So we don't want to be spending so much more, excess more, if we're, not really having much of an amount to come in, a profit to come in right now. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not going to blow up again. Things will just happen gradually, happening slowly, but it doesn't mean it's not happening. I mean, Coca-Cola only sold 5 bottles. I think it was 5 bottles or 6 bottles of Coca-Cola its first year being open. So, it's your first year being open. You only made 5 sales out of the entire year. That's okay. Because look at Coca-Cola now. You know what I'm saying? So things can happen. You just have to stick to it, but also be mindful of your finances. All right. Let's see. What's the message with this deck for the collective? What's the message with this deck for the collective? All right. First out, y'all, we have innovate. Is your business too generic? Highlight what you can give to your clients that no one else can. Frame your offers in a completely new way. So instead of being repetitive or, copying and pasting something, it looks like, find a way to make sure you make something your own. It's kind of like when somebody does karaoke and they're doing a cover song. I mean, yeah, it sounds good if they can sound just like the artist, but when you find those that can blow and they make that song their own, it's like, whew. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different type of response that you get. So maybe some of you need to be more innovative, more creative when it comes to how you're doing things, making sure your business is not too generic. All right. All right. Secondly, we got step up. So step up says, don't be the best kept secret in your niche. Boost your visibility. Step out of the shadows and into the spotlight to attract your ideal clients. So maybe some of you are just kind of sitting back, feeling like clients just gonna come knocking at the front door. No, baby, this is giving you need to promote. You need to talk about your business, post about your business, let people know about your business, smoke signals about your business, like in whatever way you communicate. You know what I'm saying? Letting people know about what it is that you are, not what it is that you're doing, but that, hey, I've got this that I'm trying to build. I would like people to come in, or this is what I'm offering. If nobody knows about you, how they gonna find you? You kind of putting your own self in the corner, and clearly nobody puts baby in the corner. So get yourself about that corner, okay? All right. What else for the collective? What else for the oh, well, that definitely spit out. Okay, so it's declutter. All right. So declutter here says create a sacred workspace that you love. Clutter keeps you stuck. Clear it and watch your creativity and abundance flow easily. Okay, so maybe some of you need to clear things out. And not just in the physical. Maybe, there could be clutter in the brain, overthinking, scattered, clouded judgment with things. Maybe, self-doubt, pessimism. Like we said this even with the other sprays, okay? So maybe, there's something that needs to be done. I'm getting feng shui or chi. So maybe some of you could try to shift some energies around in your workspace. Maybe put a plant up. You know what I'm saying? But decluttering not just your material world, but also your inner and mental state. Making sure that you clear those things out. All right. What else for the collective? What else for the collective? Because see, some of them negative thoughts could be having you in this, position where you're putting yourself in the shadow, not really spreading yourself out. Maybe you're already. I get the feeling some of you kind of feel like it's already gonna fail, but it's like if you already thinking that way, you know what I'm saying? You kind of making that occur. You're manifesting that. You're doing that. Get out of that headspace. Declutter that headspace. All right. Next out, we got diversify. Okay. So this says build the know, like, trust factor with your audience. Be ubiquitous in your niche by sharing your content on diverse platforms. Okay. So basically, again, this is talking about when it comes to like promoting yourself. I said it's giving promotion, like really letting people know this is what I do. And this is what's being here. Diversify yourself. Don't just have all your eggs in one basket. Put yourself on multiple, platforms or multiple different ways in which you advertise your company. If you already got something in a newspaper, maybe doing a short ad, on someone's social media or on YouTube, paying for ads. Or they even have AI programs now that can help to build an ad for you. So maybe, diversifying yourselves, using the tools that are out there to really put it into your company, but just being creative about it, not being just like everybody else. All right. Next out, we have collaborate. Okay, so earlier in the reading, it talked about, business partnership, maybe collaboration, especially when it came to influence and collaboration. So collaborate says business can be lonely. Find lucrative ways to collaborate with others to build both of your brands. So maybe some of you are going to be collaborating, and this could be the help or the mentorship that was talked about earlier. Also, too, is not bad, especially if it's like-minded individuals that are coming together to collaborate. And sometimes it's not, like-minded individuals either. I mean, there was a point where even me and another family member, they had a business, and I was about to start my LLC. Well, actually, I had already started it, and they started theirs right after mine. But the point was for us to collaborate, where my service would be given as an additional service to what they were doing. But it was at they had like a package hierarchy kind of thing, and one of the one of the higher hierarchical positions or programs or service that you could get included my service as well with my life coaching that I do. So that was something that had been discussed as well as implemented. All right. But that could be what some of you are trying to do, where that highlights, both individuals. All right. So next out, we have simplify. This just kind of fell out. So simplify says stop wasting time on busy work that doesn't move your business forward. Complete tasks that bring in money first. Right. Diversifying, but also allowing yourself to be strategic, being I can't think of the word in my head. Basically, prioritizing. There we go. Prioritizing what's most important for you. Simplifying things. You're not running all over the place like a chicken with his head cut off. Okay. Sorry to all my Peter people for that joke. But yeah, it seems like some of you are or need to be, shall I say, taking more of a focus on what's really most important. What is it that really makes this business grow, but also keeps the clients, my clientele that's coming in? What keeps my consumers coming in? Maybe some of you are spending more time on things that isn't really boosting your company. You may think that it is, but it's like, well, numbers don't lie. Okay. I'm literally getting a song in my head. Women lie, men lie, women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. That's what I got in my head. So look at the numbers and just follow suit with what needs to take place. Because if we're not changing anything, we're just going to get the same outcome, right? All right. Next out, we have design. Maybe some of you need to change the design of something. All right. It says build a simple and elegant website that attracts buyers who love and engage your brand. And you don't have to use a website. Some people use third-party websites. I use a third-party website. I don't have my own specific website for LAVIprogram. However, even with those, even with a third party site, you can still have ways that you design it to be the way that you want it to be. So like for me, I use Linktree. So using, Linktree, it's allowed me to kind of make things the way that I want it to be. Now, granted, certain themes or schemes might, have to pay for like a pro account or something like that. You might have to upgrade your account to get more of the features. But at the same time, if that's the investment that you want to make, go ahead and make that investment. But, build something that's not too hard for people to navigate, to be able to really reach you, get in touch with you, see what you're selling, maybe a few frequently asked questions, the facts. All right. What else for the collective? Okay, we got stand out, personal brand there. Okay. So it says list ways to bring out what makes you and your brand extraordinary so you can stand out from the crowd. Again, we talked about that, being different, You could do this through your design, how you're designing your stuff, okay? We have an offer here as well to just spit out while I was shuffling. All right, and it says identify the specific qualities of your ideal client or customer and make solid, no brainer offers that they're happy to buy. So I feel like this is things like how someone might use a coupon or a discount code, maybe, offering things like this or a BOGO sale, buy one something, get off whatever, buy one, get one. I love telling you my brain is not all the way here, y'all. BOGO, buy one, get one. But doing something that kind of appeases someone's affordability interest, where it's like, oh, price got knocked down, or it's a percentage off for this week. FYI, I would tell y'all my offer at the end of the video so that y'all would know. I keep hitting this mic. I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm sure it's coming off on that side. But yeah, identifying just, specific qualities about your business that makes you stand out. Things that's going to draw people in as well. So bottom of the deck, we have muse. Take time away from the daily hustle. Give yourself quiet time in nature to muse. Create space for your creativity and fresh ideas will flow. And it looks like this person is on vacation, and we done talked about vacation 2-3 times already throughout this reading. So some of you are definitely about to go on vacation. And it's going to be the time that's needed for you to really think about things, to jot down your business plans. You see that pen and pad? To jot down your business plans, really figuring out, even at what am I trying to do in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 5 years? Writing things down, so that you can then track your progress along the way too. Like even in my mental health field, some of the things that I'll do with my clients is every week they create 3 personal goals. Aside from their individual service plan, also known as an ISP, we will also, have them do personal goals. Like within this next 7-day period, pick 3 things that we know we're going to accomplish, something that's challenging for us, something that's been a barrier, something we might have set aside, and only pick 3. And then while they're figuring, those things out along the week to address whatever it is that they need to address, they're able to track their progress. What is it that I said I was supposed to be doing? How did I say I was going to be doing that to reach this goal? What's some things that could have possibly gotten my way? And how can I use what I've already acquired to navigate that challenge or that barrier that might try to influence or slow down my progress? Again, just allowing yourself to take that time to really think and strategize. Strategy has been big in this read, okay? But that's what I got for y'all, collective. Please like, comment down below, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. I greatly will appreciate it. And you can stay on top of everything that I post by subscribing as well. Now, when we was talking about the offers card earlier, I wanted to say that, of course, if you would like to schedule your own personal tarot read, or if you would like to schedule a life coaching session with me, you can follow your QR code. It will take you to where you need to go to accomplish that and do your online booking. You can do it on your own. Also, you can message me or email me if you need some assistance with that. But I promise you, the site that I use is very easy to navigate and book your appointment. All right, so just follow that QR code. Now, when it comes to the offers, I want to remind you guys that pinned on my page on Facebook, Instagram, I believe you can find it pinned on my community page as well for Lavi Program here on YouTube. But it has my prices that for all my services. And right now, those prices are locked in for 2026. All right. So go check out those prices for 2026, because as of January 1st, 2027, the prices are going to go up. Okay. So for the remainder of 2026, the prices that you see when you go see that post that has my prices and the explanations of every service that's listed on there, you will be able to get that price for 2026, but as of 2027, that will not be the price anymore. So go ahead, get your bookings for your tarot reads, get your bookings for your life coaching sessions. I'm ready. I'm when you are. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to work, man. Let's get to work. All right. Take care, y'all. See you on the next one. Bye.